Welcome back to Behavior Shift. Today we're talking about the big ones. These are decisions that don't come around often, but when they do, they truly shape your life.
Exactly. And we call these critical decisions. So they're things like choosing a career path, buying a home, deciding who to marry, starting a business. These aren't easily reversible like choosing which shirt you're going to wear today. Once you commit, you live with the consequences for a long, long, long time.
So, why do these decisions specifically feel so heavy?
Be because they are heavy. Critical
Fair enough.
decisions demand a big output of brain energy. You're juggling trade-offs, you're imagining future scenarios, you're considering risks, and your brain is burning through a whole bunch of fuel like crazy. And then that leads to a cognitive load, which creates stress, and your heart rate often climbs. You can lose sleep over this, right? You wake up in the middle of the night going, "Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna start that new business or not?" And you can spiral into what we call analysis paralysis, not making a decision at all.
And in these moments when we're stressed, when we're in analysis paralysis, when we're exhausted, that's when we sometimes try to take mental shortcuts to these decisions, correct?
Yeah, we can shortcut them and we can make big mistakes doing that. So instead of using and doing a rational analysis, we slip into what's called motivated reasoning. That means we twist the facts to fit what we already want to believe. It's like, this house is perfect because it has a porch, and it's like, oh, but the back stairs are falling down and it's right behind a interstate. No, no, but we do want a porch, right? But or like this investment can't fail. I've already told my friends about it, right? It's less about if the investment can't fail, it's about that preserving your ego or your identity in front of your friends. Like, ooh, isn't this a great stock to buy? And then it's like, oh crap, I found out more information. Maybe I shouldn't, but I've already kind of made that statement.
Which are big influencing factors on us for sure. So
Exactly.
how do we handle these big, heavy decisions better?
There's a lot of ways of doing that, and you can read or get our decision shift module. But here are three quick kind of tips that we can do. Obviously, very first one, slow it down. Critical decisions usually don't need snap judgments, snap decisions. So give yourself the time and space. It's a come back to that many, many times in most of the decision makings that we look at, right? Second, widen your lens, right? This is the making sure we don't get stuck on motivated reasoning. So don't fixate on one option. Take time to compare multiple paths. Do a weights and benefits analysis. Take in the potential risks and look for hidden trade-offs, right? You can do a pre-mortem, actually, like looking at what could fail, right? And then lastly, check your blind spots. Ask, what are the biases that might be shaping how I'm feeling about this? Am I overconfident? Am I anchoring in on that first option? Am I avoiding new evidence because it threatens what I want to believe, or maybe my identity or my standing with my peers, right? So, those are all really important things.
And on top of those, I think these are the types of decision where it can be really helpful to pull in outside voices to get input.
Absolutely, absolutely. So talk to trusted advisors, mentors, or experts. Fresh eyes often see things that your stressed, cognitive, overly loaded brain might miss.
All right. So critical decisions, what's our big takeaway on these?
All right. So critical decisions are exactly that. They are critical. They shape the arc of your life. They deserve to do some really thoughtful system two thinking, slow, deliberate, thoughtful. So don't avoid that. Don't avoid the hard work that you have to do. Don't rush it. Instead, engage fully, align, make sure that you align with your values. That's the other thing that we often miss. We don't really search to say, is this true to who I am? And know that how you decide is often as important to making a good decision as what you end up deciding.
Love it. Well, that's critical decisions in a nutshell. We're going to throw a link down below for you to download the decision quadrant that we've already talked about that will help you identify what critical decisions are for you. We'll throw a QR code on the screen as well for you to download that. It's a really powerful tool. Try it out, identify these decisions, and try some of these processes to make it happen. You can also grab our decision shift module to implement some of these tools that Kurt has talked about. They're really useful. And thank you, as always, for joining us on Behavior Shift.
Yeah, see you next time. And remember, the big calls deserve your very best thinking.